Okay, so whenever you want to watch something, you either watch it on your phone, maybe your tablet, maybe your laptop, and if you want it bigger, you watch it on your TV. But what if it's not enough? Well, this is a 100-inch projector setup with a 1080p native resolution, huge motorized screen, and a 725-watt proper Dolby Atmos speaker system. And I've built this entire system in less than 50,000 rupees. Let me tell you everything about this setup, and it's going to be very interesting. Let's get started. First of all, when it comes to the screen, there are two options to choose from. The manual one, that costs around 4,000, and this is motorized one, that costs more than double. And since it was the first thing we were buying as humans, we went all in and got the motorized one. It's a 116:9 matte screen, and there are these black borders at the corners. The back of the screen is also matte black, so there's no light bleeding from the back. And because it's motorized, you can just plug this into socket and control it using the remote that you get. And in case you don't find the remote, you can also control it using the buttons right here. After getting the screen, we were left with 39,000 rupees, and the next thing that we decided to buy was the projector itself. Here also we get two options, the Zeco Alpha 2 Max and Lumio Arc 5. Both of them offer 1080p native resolution, but Lumio is making a lot of noise because it's a new kid on the block, and Zeco has some solid reviews on Amazon. So instead of choosing one, we decided to buy both of them, compare them, test them, tell you the pros and cons, and include the one which is actually better. Design-wise, Lumio comes in the small, boxy form factor with ports at the back, while Zeco looks like its bodyguard with a much bigger profile. Now, when I powered them on, I realized three things. First of all, Zeco doesn't have a Bluetooth remote, which I think is a pain because you always have to point. And second, the UI of Zeco is not Google TV, which they clearly advertised on their listing. And third, which by the way is in the favor of Zeco, it's actually way more brighter than Lumio, and the difference is just day and night. I'm not sure if you're able to see the difference in the video, but trust me, it's a lot. In daylight, Lumio's projection is way too weak. It's practically unusable. And in night, it's weaker than Zeco. But there's a catch. And the catch is, although Zeco is brighter, but when I went closer and checked the details, they were much better on Lumio. We tried different kinds of contents and figured out one more big problem with Zeco. Actually, on Zeco, Netflix is stuck at 480p only, which is practically useless on such a big screen. And not just that, Zeco projection is also not as smooth as Lumio. In action sequences, frames are a bit too choppy. And yeah, whenever you want to do keystone or focus adjustment, it's a tedious process on Zeco, while it's very simple on Lumio, and you even get an autofocus button on the remote. I also noticed that Zeco was heating a lot and the fans were getting very loud. Even in an open room which is this big, it was making a lot of noise. Last but not least, I also tested the after-sale service for both the products, because for products like these, it's actually very important. Lumio support answered our questions quicker, and when we asked them why this is not as bright as others, they simply mentioned that it should be used at night time only, which is fair. But when I tried to contact Zeco customer support, well, there was no response at all. And not just once, I tried to contact their customer support multiple times throughout my usage, and never ever I received any single response. So overall, I would definitely pick Lumio because the user experience is better and the customer support also seems way more reliable. And most importantly, they do not mention anything random on their listing, which Zeco clearly does. Now that we are done with the projector and the screen, we still have 21,000 rupees to go. So let's get some really nice sound system. Here we get soundbars from brands like JBL, LG, Sony, but they're just regular 5.1, and no one offers Dolby Atmos support in this budget. So instead of going with those, we found this nice options from Zebronics. This right here is Zebronics Juke Bar 9850, and we got it for just 19,999. And trust me, this will blow your mind. It's a 725-watt soundbar setup with the proper 5.2.4 channel, and there's Dolby Atmos support as well. And the best part is that the satellite speakers are completely wireless, so you can place them anywhere you like. And yeah, the subwoofers are also wireless, but one is active and the other one is passive. But still, it gives you plenty of room to place your sound system the way you want. For a hall this size, 50% volume is more than enough. But if you take it to 100%, the glass window starts shaking quite literally. So overall, if you're planning to get it for a normal sized room, this is definitely an overkill, but way more fun. Now, everything put together, we have spent 49,000 rupees. There's 1,000 rupees more to spend, and with that, we bought something essential. Yes, we bought a long HDMI cable to connect the soundbar with the projector for the Dolby Atmos support, because Lumio doesn't come with one. now that our setup is complete, let me tell you our experience with it. In nighttime, Lumio gets bright enough. So if you're someone who watches a lot of movies, TV shows, or those late night soccer matches, you are gonna love this. In fact, we watched the entire iPhone 17 launch event in this setup only. The colors look very good, the projection is also sharp, and when there's text on the screen like subtitles, cricket match scores, or even your old emails, you can read them very well. We also connected our PlayStation 5 to see if we can game on it, and to my surprise, it was decent enough. There was no noticeable latency and the overall gaming experience was just fine. In terms of sound, this is literally the best you can get. In movies, dialogues are very clear, and in songs, the bass punches right on your face. You also get this mic in the box, so if you're going to have a karaoke party, it's going to be so much fun. Oh, Huzur, Tera Tera. Honestly, going with a 5.2.4 channel was a great decision because in movies, the 3D surround sound is very prominent, and since it's also a 725 watt speaker at such a sweet price, no complaints. Now, the biggest enemy of this entire projector setup is also the biggest enemy of vampires. Yes, you guessed it. I'm talking about daylight, sunlight, any light. Like I said before, it's practically unusable in daylight, so you can only use it with blinds or when the night is dark. The Lumio remote is also very functional, but the only thing missing is a mute button, which is very useful in a lot of situations. So overall, for a sub 50k price, this projector setup is really good, especially combining the massive 100-inch screen, good quality projector, and a crazy sound system. I know some of you might think that you can easily get a 65-inch QLED TV for the same price, which I'm sure you can. But this video is specifically for those who want a projector setup with a huge screen, great sound system, and a theater-like experience. So yeah, that's it from my side. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please press that like button. And if this video gets 10,000 likes, we will do the next video on 1 lakh rupees projector setup. So if you want that, please press that like button. And in case you have any questions about this entire setup, any question at all, feel free to ask us in the comments and we'll answer them. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.